Hey folks, how's it going today? Jason Elkins here, Carolina Capital Home Buyers, and I've got my We Buy Houses shirt on today where we buy ugly. Let's get a little close up there if I can. We buy vacant, ugly, and foreclosed houses or people who are in some bad situations. So we buy houses. Today we're going to hit a little bit on private money and what that is. So I've got my old chalkboard out and my education station right here, going all old school, and we're going to talk about what is private money lending. So private money lending and how that may benefit you. Want to start with the definition of what it is. Well, it's an investment strategy where individuals earn interest on loans secured by real estate. So it's a loan. It's not some pool of funds. It's not an SEC regulated thing. This is you're actually providing a loan. And there's some good parts about that loan too. And because we have 5 big reasons why you might want to do that if you're in that situation. Top 5. High investment returns. That's one of the biggest ones, which is why it's number 1. High investment returns. Anytime that could be 8 to 12% depending on the deal. I've seen some as high as 15. So, but that just really depends on you as the lender and your risk in that particular deal, maybe length of term. A lot of factors there. Another one is a passive income stream. You see a lot of stuff online about passive this and passive that, and none of it's really ever truly passive. There's also, there's always going to be some work that's involved, but this is passive as in that you're going to monitor it, make sure you get it a check. So that's where the passive part comes in for the income stream. Freedom and flexibility. Get my words there. Freedom and flexibility. Let's try that one. So you are picking things. Unlike the stock market, there's not a whole lot of freedom and flexibility that's there. There are usually these large funds that you have to partake in, and what they do, who knows as far as their performance. Somebody could say something or the market could swing this way, and you just watch this old roller coaster of things going on in the stock market. But with this, you are actually you have the freedom and the flexibility to choose the deal. So secured, let me underline that with my finger, and protected investments. How is that secured and protected? There is a piece of property, a house, an asset that you can go out and touch. That's how it is secured. Unlike the stock market, I cannot touch a stock. In the old days, I could get a stock certificate, but now it's all electronic, so I can't touch a stock. I go touch a house. So that's how it's secured and protected. And there's some protections that are in place as well, but we'll talk about that in another video. Profit without the hassle. Well, you're not going to have to worry about repairs. That's the big one. You're not going to have to worry about tenant vacancy. That's another one. You're not going to have to worry about that maintenance that needs to be done. Cutting the grass, or making sure the grass has been cut, or HVAC systems, cooling or heating, or whatever needs to be done as far as a preventive maintenance or maintenance standpoint. Don't have to worry about all that. You just lend the money at the terms and the agreed upon rate. So that's the 5, no hassle. So some of the key points for that, the high investment returns we talked about, that 8 to 12%. And there's a low entry point, especially with our system here. And low entry point means it's $30,000. You can go up from there, but you can start in at 30. We talked about the passive income stream, which is no hands-on management. We talked about the freedom and flexibility. You are in control. And we talked about secured and protected investments, which are backed by real estate. Remember the tangible thing? It's not a stock. It's not the old days they had the tickers, not that. And profit without the hassle. No repairs, no tenant issues, no maintenance issues. So that's really in a summary, on a really high level, what private lending is. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about that or a lot more, please reach out, drop some comments below, and we'll schedule a more detailed session. I even have a little QR code over here. Let's get a little zoom. If I get that angle, oh, there it is. There's my little QR code. If you can scan that, do a screenshot. But it'll be in the comments. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Jason Elkins, your private money educator.